Sent to the future from the year 2000 by a glitch due to the Millennium Bug, I'm adapting to thrive in the peculiar conditions of the 2020s. Join me in a multimedia extravaganza as we surf the World Wide Web, catch up on 2 decades of video games and mess around with creative tools new and old. I'm Millennium Cyborg, welcome to the new millennium. Psyche Kusuo fan and Ren, good to see you, welcome to the stream. I was going to stream Journeyman Project today, but I spent all weekend just deep in the sort of ideas rabbit hole, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to try working on. So I thought I would just stream it. So first of all, first thing that's different, oh yeah, I went, you know what, I watched a little bit of a concert, a Hololive concert. It was Gura's birthday concert, and I thought, is this, I started thinking like about the tracking and also the kind of stage effects, and went down several rabbit holes. I ended up looking at some Niji Sanji concerts, some previous Hololive concerts, some other things. I feel like, given my career path especially, I've managed to avoid actually learning about motion tracking and motion capture many times when I could have just asked someone, hey, could you tell me a bit more about that? So I feel like I need to catch up a bit. So that's one of the things we're experimenting with today. We've got an iPhone doing my motion capture right now. I don't have iPhone blend shapes. However, VSeeFace is able to do its best with the standard VRM blend shapes and transform the iPhone capture into something that more or less works. Only downside is I get only I don't have a side to side width sort of blend shape in action for my my mouth motion that I usually have with the webcam based recognition. Now the reason I'm doing that is I wanted to experiment with motion capture for full body. I spent a while looking into what are the solutions out there. Oh, you know what? What we're going to listen to is, let's listen to do I even have it on here? I had a kind of chilled out mix that I used on the Minecraft stream, I think. Right, I don't have it on here. I don't have it on the right machine. So I will at some point bring that in. Why don't we do that now? Is the number of things that become way more complicated when you're using several machines for streaming. It's surprising. It's more than you'd think that suddenly becomes, well, you don't have access to the files on one machine, even though I've got a NAS. I'd rather not use it as I use it as a more of a backup than a primary source of files. Here we are. Right, put that in that folder, copy it over, bring this over here. What am I doing? Controlling several machines on stream is hard. networking several machines on stream is hard. Music, BGM, there we go. 3-hour live stream, lo-fi hip hop, yada yada yada. Is it working? Yes, excellent. Did I get any abilities? Well, I'm working on it. What I'm going to do right now is, okay, I didn't think about what I'm going to do with the camera here. And I don't know, I might well start clipping into things. But what I've done is I've used the computer I'm currently using for gaming. I can now use that for camera-based motion capture. Which means, because that would have been way too expensive to do at the same time of ray tracing. So now I can do camera-based motion capture, which is very cheap if you've got a graphics card for it. Whereas other motion capture systems are just very expensive. Like for the price of anything that does better than webcam-based motion capture, you could just get yourself a good graphics card and a good camera. So having looked into it further, I think this is still the only thing I'll want to put money into, if any. So what I'm going to do is let's go to the wide camera for now, and let's see what happens when I enable. All right, where are we? When I enable receiving the relevant data in VZ-Face. Okay, that's not a good start, but I just need to move into position. Hold on. All right, that's interesting. So first thing that's immediately obvious is there's no root motion here. I'm not sure which part of the chain is causing that. So I'm stuck in place. Let's see. Let's use this camera. Oh, that's even worse. And now I do like the reflections though. And now I'm gonna have a look at so thank you so much for the resub. I am in a very undignified pose right now to thank you in. Let me see. So what I need to do is I need to figure out why the root motion isn't happening. I'll step back into position. Every time I need to get to the keyboard, I have to get out of the camera's field of view, and so I'm in an awkward pose again. I reckon the problem is in Unity. So what I'm going to do is, so at the moment you're not seeing Unity as I mess around with it. Well, okay, let me quickly see if I can fix it. So in the VRM, where's the VRM receiver live? In the armature? Is it? It's on the avatar. Blend shape proxy, animator, humanoid description. Apply root motion, the animation. Is that relevant? There's got to be another component somewhere I'm forgetting. VRM, BMC external receiver, here we are. Root synchronize. Okay, there we go. So I'll free the camera. Wow, I'm all the way over there for some reason. I guess I'm okay, so I'm slightly surprised that something weird is going on. I'm noticing. Oh yeah, so my face is still being tracked by the iPhone. So that's moving separately. Look at what's going on with my shadows. What is that? I've got a bug somewhere. Because my shadow is... I've got 3 shadows, which is what I expect, because I've got 2 point lights and 1 light from the sun. But some of the shadows are lighter than I don't know how to explain that right now. I'll have to think about it. Alright, but now I expect that if I get back into position, I should at least move. Alright, that's something. Oh no. I need a better need something better to happen when I lose tracking. So the other thing is I don't have my whole wireless mic set up right now. So best case I would just be shouting from a distance. So what I'm interested in is in terms of motion capture for like 3D, 3D stage and so on, I can't even really tell what's live and what's not. I don't have the eye for it. And I can't tell easily what is what kind of motion capture. I tried watching some videos about what is it that someone would clean up if you were going to do a live capture that then gets cleaned up into something that gets replayed. And what I found so far is simply adding fixed offsets to remove clipping of, body parts, and also overall smoothing of the motion data, which can be quite noisy. I don't actually know the Macarena. I think I did at one point, but I cannot bring it to mind. Not that I'm much of a dancer in general. So I think the best I've seen is out of the examples I was looking at over the weekend, Some of the Nijisanji 3D concerts they looked 60 FPS and live captured to my eye, at least. If I wasn't aware that it was an anime character, if we squeeze my eyes shut a bit, it did just look like someone on a stage moving around. Whereas the HoloLive examples I looked at looked, to my eye, looked more, I don't even have the words for it. They looked like more of a, a video game motion capture. And I suspect, given the number of people on stage for the Nijisanji thing, they're probably using something equivalent to a Vicon-based system, your very traditional motion capture system with a bunch of global shutter, synchronized cameras in infrared that capture, reflective IR balls on someone's suits. Right, cover isn't doing anything particularly high frame rate. It did look like and then that aside, I'm also comparing it to traditional, hand animation. What I've been looking at is Toy Story, for example, which is quite an old example, but can I angle the camera so it looks like I'm doing something totally normal and not no, it looks weird. You can tell I'm at a weird angle. Uh-oh. Alright, looks like we're back. Like I said, this is an experimental stream. What can I do? I wonder. I want the root position of the avatar to I want to be able to move around, but I want to be able to set myself a different origin. But that's not what the I feel like it's down to the VRM component. It's not giving me the option to do that. I've given it a root transform. Now what happens if I just grab yeah, that doesn't do what I want. It resets it, so I get to give it a root node, and it'll position it wherever the tracking says I am. I guess I just want several. Maybe I want an intermediate object that I use to apply an additional offset of some kind. Unless, well, let's create one. So make an empty object, and my aim is to reparent this and then be able to move myself around. That works. Okay, okay. Okay, so I can move that around. So at the very least, what I can do is turn myself around so I'm facing facing the outside. That lighting is not flattering. And then we want what? X? No, Z. Because I've got my point lights somewhere above the desk. I'll just put myself behind the desk. What have I done? Oh, I forgot I added some controls for the field of view as well, for the focal length. Alright, that's a bit more interesting of a view. Yeah, yeah. Alright. I'm also gonna shout and see whether my microphone picks it up from a couple of meters away. Alright. Yeah, that gets picked up a little. My feet are around like fixed. I've moved further away. Here I'm at a good position for the camera. think I'm a bit too quiet to be picked up there properly. Intermittent, yeah. I could crank up the gain. How's this? The sound must be very roomy at this point, but at least it's being picked up more. Hi Laws, I can't see what you've written, but I can see your username at least. But I feel like the overall there's something wrong with the transform chain. So the overall direction that I'm moving in the space doesn't correspond to the way I'm stepping. You're only glancing at the stream while you work on other stuff. You have no idea what's happening. Well, I'm experimenting. I'm because I've moved to a 3 PC setup, which sounds ridiculously extravagant to me saying it out loud every time. But the other two machines are repurposed ones I already had and not top of the line gaming machines. But I've got just enough processing power to run OBS on a laptop and either a game or full body tracking on the rescued PC, and then my extravagant ray traced nonsense on my desktop machine. Yeah, I do have a lapel mic. I just don't know where I've put it, and it's a pain to actually set up. So I'll leave it like this for now. Okay, well, camera work's not great. I need to think about that some more as well, but testing. I think I'll turn off the full body tracking for now. Go back to a more normal pose. Why am I over there now? Why am I over there now? Maybe I'll just restart this. Yeah, fine. All right. What else have we got going on? I've been having some ideas about so what I showed off last time, which is there's no game feed for it at the moment, but what? Okay, interesting. There it is. There it isn't. It's not quite working the way it should. Oh no, okay, yep, there it is. Alright, so I was messing around with this idea of for Futuristic Racing Fridays having this view on the inside of a shaped projection screen to give good views from different angles. And my initial idea was this kind of inverted view frustum, which I realized in retrospect doesn't make sense when I'm not physically speaking. Yeah, it would be a good. You know what? I want to think carefully about doing transitions between scenes and making them a lot fancier and making it look more like a, you know, a real TV show. I realized that this isn't a good solution to the problem, and the problem is, you know, given an image which we know is correct from this point of view, right, we're reprojecting it from here, from the back. What you're trying to solve for is the best median or average depth for each part of the screen. And you want something that's continuous so that although you will always have some deformations, you don't want it to be an obvious discontinuity. So I had a thought of maybe trying to model an alternative that gives better results. A half sphere is a good start, I think, but I also want it elongated and I want it flattened out on the bottom. That's my current thinking. Or maybe just starting from a parabola and flattening that out. So let's see. What do I want? Let's have this camera. Okay, good. Like this. Yeah, nice. It feels great to have some commands mapped on the Stream Deck that do useful things. Rather than having to go into, say, OBS and click around. It just feels a lot more professional. Okay, so now I'm going to do what I didn't want to do in general, but we'll see how it goes, which is to use OBS on this machine. I've reduced the load of the scene as much as possible, and the tracking, in fact, VSeeFace doesn't have to do any camera tracking because I'm using the iPhone. So what I'm going to do here is let's see, I need to actually configure the video for OBS. I'm going to give it 30 frames per second out of an abundance of caution. So currently on my main desktop, I'm only running OBS in order to do my filter stack for my microphone. So now I'm going to do a window capture of Blender. And for this to look fine, I need to... Blender uses single pixel like lines and fonts, so I need to... Oh no. Hold on. What did I map this to? I've got an app called Sizer that lets me resize windows. I don't remember what the hotkey is. Control Window Z. There we are. Because usually I trigger it from my Stream Deck. You know, one thing I've not figured out yet. I seem to always have a bit of an offset to my avatar based on when I started the application stack. I don't know exactly where it comes from, so I can reset VSeeFace, I can reset the iPhone. That's better than nothing, I suppose. And you know what? I can just cheat and also just move the camera around. There we are. For now, that'll help. Yeah, so I tried this thing called It's the Bar Raider Twitch tools, and it's the actual tool is called Live Streamers, and it'll show you who is live and a tiny icon of the name of the streamer and what they're currently streaming out of the things that you're currently out of the people you're currently following who are live. And pressing on the button then will allow you to raid them. I will give that a go at some point. Actually, trying to press it. It's not. It's actually a bit tiny to browse on. All right. So I want Blender. Trade 1+0. That is a niche joke. What am I doing? I've got Blender running. OBS is capturing Blender at the right resolution. And what I need now is to tell it do an NDI send. And this is going to be NDI Blender, let's say. NDI Blender. Apply. All right, now I need to go over to my laptop. And the app that should be liberating my cursor to... Is something capture? Am I capturing the input somewhere bad? No, okay, I'm just going to go over to the laptop manually. So I need to add an NDI source. Hopefully the network can take it. And this is going to be at right. Then is it detected? Yes. Okay. All right. It's interesting stuff setting up all this multi-PC nonsense, and it feels cool to have multiple video signals going around my network and being composited together on the laptop. Yeah, the default cube. And this traditional, let's delete it. Actually, what I'll do is open up my existing scene for scale. And I've got an image projection onto it to give me an idea of what it'll look like. So this one we'll call squished paraboloid. I think I'll just do a revolution of a... Trying to think now. What's the easiest thing to do? So I'm adding there's me. Hang on. I don't need that. Is my model still there? There we go. I should be organizing these into collections. I think I want to toggle them easily. So my thought is I'm going to add a subdivision modifier to I don't have a huge amount of experience with the curve tools, so I'm going to do a subdivision surface on this. And then I will scale it to an appropriate size. There'll be a better way of making that position exactly 0, but I only know how to up to floating point accuracy. There we go. Something roughly like that. Your system memory just overflowed. And then if we do more subdivision, well, that's not a paraboloid, is it? No, do I care about it being strictly paraboloid? I'll leave it there. I'll see what I can do with a Bezier curve. I should use that plugin that shows what your what keys you're hitting and what commands you're doing. Where does it live? Add-ons, that's it. Screencast keys. 3D view properties panel. that seems bad. Okay. Do I have the wrong... Do I have it installed for the wrong version of Blender, perhaps? This version 3. Okay, well, I don't know. It's not stereoscopic. Yeah, that's certainly the case. You could go as far as doing various forms of capture of either the geometry or the depth buffer. But I want something that's simple and works with all games. So it's just going to be an approximation. So as I vary this, I can get something a bit more like a parabola, and then I can get This doesn't look like a resolution of 12. Yeah, no, okay. There we go. Well, actually, I want this to be not quite flat by that point. I'm just really, again, pulling this out of thin air. Based on what I imagine will look good. Alright, so now I want to do a revolution of that. Okay, wrong axis. There we are. It's all wasted on the almost straight part. Yeah, I mean, I think the number of actual polygons here is not going to be massive anyway. The good news is the ray tracing can in fact handle a lot of polygons. What did I call the material? Interesting UVs, okay. So in terms of scale, I think I might duplicate this and then apply and then squish. It is a bit of an AC duct. So transform curve to mesh first. So object, convert to mesh. Now I'm going to scale it. Interesting. There's a correct answer here. It's currently at a 1-to-1 ratio. Oh, I can't even reach for my calculator because it's on my phone, which is currently busy, and my there's a Windows calculator. So 16 divided by 9 equals 1. That feels inaccurate. It's in some kind of weird mode. Programmer mode. Go to scientific mode. 1.7 recurring. There we are. Yeah. I'm very curious about anamorphic, all kinds of anamorphism. I wanna at some point to try streaming to Twitch in an actual anamorphic format with non-square pixels, because you can get FFmpeg to output that. So just be a matter of finding the right things to tell OBS to tell FFmpeg. No idea what Twitch clients would make of it. Did that out of memory. What do you mean? Oh, I see what you mean. The 1.6. So next I want to do a bit of UV editing. And I want to say UV project from view. Project from view bounds. Where is it? That looks right. That looks right here. What does it look like here? Ooh, look at that. I feel like I want it to be even longer perhaps, but maybe it doesn't need it. So the question is, does it look good as we so from this perspective it's by construction correct, whatever we've done with the geometry. Well, caveat is that there's lens distortion in perspective view, but this is an isometric view, this perspective view. But as we change the angle, does it look any good? How do we improve it? So I was talking about flattening the bottom somewhat. Oh yeah, like it's a bit like hydro dipping. There's a funny, I think, I don't know, did the initial curve we started with was it somehow not quite flat? It wasn't quite flat. I had the handles at an angle. So we've got a weird twistiness to the end result. So I can say scale Y 0, and that should restrict us to this curve. And also, is there a way? There must be a way for me to edit an individual node. Yes. Okay. I want to make the profile even. Extrude it even further, but I'm not sure it has any concrete benefit. We lock to the camera and move the UV map instead. Basic curve handles. Basic curve handles, depending on the software, can be quite nice to work with. I've gotten quite used to how they work in Inkscape. Blender, not so much. Let's see. So I'm just redoing what I was doing before. Duplicating this. Convert to mesh. There we are. Give it the right material. It does have the right material. UV editing. Oh no, missed a step. Scale by 1.7, recurring. And actually I want to do the flattening now, so after we project afterwards anyway. So my thought of the flattening part is what? I know that in this, so now we can see that the vertices are much more nicely aligned. I know that I want to flatten it along here because the actual road will be flat, you know, close underneath the vehicle. And the position of the vehicle is around here. Maybe I could move the whole thing up somewhat as well. If we do like this, moved up a little. And then everything under here I want to flatten, but what happens as it goes to infinity? I think what I'll do is I'll select some let's get it back to the position it was in earlier, and that will make it easier. And now everything above the origin can hide. That will protect it from meddling. I'm just making this up at the moment. I don't know that it's necessarily the best way to go about it, but so I'm thinking I can do a mirror in Y just to make sure. And let's suppose that these ones go to Z0 in scale, so that flattens them out. But with the proportional editing, suppose I ignore these end caps as well. That'll give us continuity if I unhide things. I don't think this is right, but I'm curious to see what it will look like if we give it a go. Of course, having a perfectly flat surface implies an infinitely stretched texture in one dimension along it. We could just stick with this for now. I think it works better, at least. So the other interesting challenge here is I had to do something special for the previous version of this in order for the normals to end up correct. I had to actually split it into individual faces. Otherwise, even though the normals seemed correct even when imported into Unity, at some point in the ray tracing, it would decide, actually, we really want this object to be inside out. So at the moment, the inside is the front face, which is what we want. I'm going to try importing it into Unity. And let me bring in Unity so you actually see it. Interesting. That's better. There's two of me now. I'll resize the window. And now, what are we doing? You know, I'm not sure what gets preserved and what gets reset if you're adding things during at runtime. I think materials changes, stick and object hierarchy and property changes do not. This should be fine. Where did I put all my nonsense? Like, I've got a nice folder structure for what the clean code should be, and then all of the actual code and objects are in this messy prototypes folder. So the entire thing almost lives inside the prototype. There we are. Is it working? It's not showing me anything. Import normals. No animation rig. No animations. I think somehow I failed to export it correctly. Just quickly do that. Oh, I might also need to apply transforms. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Yep, we've got some materials this time. So the material I'm using is RT pure emission. There we go. So I'm going to bring back the full scene. Suppose I'm going to hide my avatar because that'll be chaos. Or not. Let's see. That was very confusing, but the reason that everything around me is dark is now because I'm inside the paraboloid, I believe. There we are. Let's see what it looks like from outside. The normals look correct since... Yeah, it is. So it's the inside that's facing out. I'm a bit confused by it actually placing it in the scene as I click it. I don't know why it does that, but actually do this. Okay, the transform is correct now. Yeah. So I do want to give myself an option on the material to tell it to not apply haze. So I'm going to open Visual Studio. Let's see. I'll just follow there. So I want to do this again. Okay. Bring in Visual Studio this time. Into OBS. I'm having to manually switch the app that's showing in OBS because I've been a touch lazy with the scene setup here. I do have ways to make it more automatic, but so this is my horrible code. And what I wanted to do is add a flag. Receives haze. No. Find in find an entire project. Material properties, here we are. And then what's the relevant function called again? Was it apply haze perhaps? Need to think where the variable is in scope. This is the mist shader. So not here. It's not the right place. Water, no. Surface, that's it. Let's just hit surface. let's head back to Unity and see how we did. That looks incorrect. But that's still receiving haze. Oh, because I haven't modified the material yet, of course. Let me move the camera somewhere better. Better in quotation marks. Receives haze. Bonk. There we go. Easy peasy. So now this material only is not affected by haze and behaves as a pure emissive material, and now it's receiving nothing. We get this, we get darkness. I suppose we should test it. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I'm disabling. So interesting thing I'll note here, saying it out loud so I maybe remember. Disabling the source in OBS doesn't disable the NDI filter on it, and so I can be I could still be under some circumstances it can still be sending even though it seems disabled. So now it's disabled, but it's still showing the last image it got. Alright, so now I need to do some window management and switch over to the other machine. All of this is fine as long as I'm lost my mic there for a moment. I need to bust out the alternative keyboard and mouse as well for this. What I should be doing is running my microphone directly to one of them instead of the USB switch. Yeah, these things are easy enough to, like, the switching between machines is fine on a development stream like this, and then if I'm actually trying to play a game or something, that's when I want to automate it a lot more. And if I want to make it look more like a real show, what do I need to do? Match keyboard and mouse. This will allow me to start Steam. I might as well boot it up Readout 2. I need to switch over the dongle for the controller. That's the audio coming through. All right. I'll stop the BGM. Where were we? I should try and redo one of the things I wasn't doing great at. Oh, we haven't done these from the early challenges. So I think thinking through the state of every object in the scene. If I flip this on, well, let's get into the car first, into the game. Bit of a chaotic one to test with, but okay. Okay, right, the root transform of the frustum is not matching what I expect. Oh, and of course I've toggled the wrong object with my command. What value do I need here? Opposite of that. Slight scale issue on the y-axis. Not that y-axis. Z-axis. That looks better. Might be more distortion here than I expected, but let's start with this view. In-flight strafe. In-flight roll. Okay, I think that looks not too bad. Barbadina, good to see you. I felt like doing a bit of development, so I've been messing around with full body tracking. I've been redoing this weird projection environment. Where's the wide? Game. Whoa, that's... You know what? That looks cool. Not what I wanted to do. I've named my cameras very poorly. That's absurd. That's not the unintended effects of these buttons right now. So we've got this one close up. No, that's not it. I've lost one of my cameras. I don't know where it's gone. There it is. Okay. I see, I see. So actually, because of the curved projection, we've introduced a lot more distortion than was there originally. And in fact, we can compare if I switch it in Unity. But that's what we were running with on Friday. And here we've got less distortion in terms of, you know, a vertical line staying a vertical line. That is actually better. You know what? Let me try and give the cockpit its own, include it in the mask. And that way, it might make for an interesting view. So stencil value, stencil value either 1, wrong keyboard. stencil value 1. And then that's one of the materials. Second material. We get a bit of a glowy thing. You know what? I kind of want to not... I don't like that material at all, but this this view, it kind of is in the way of my face. I'm just fiddling with the materials, trying to find one that will actually make it invisible. I might not have one available right now. Right, I'll just leave it like this. It's a bit in the way. What's the last material? Oh, the ship carbon material. I don't think that participates in this scene, but that'll do. Alright, having done all that, the question is this in the way of the game? Absolutely. Free the camera. Is there some way to frame this so that... Oh, that's not bad, is it? That's not too bad. Something like that. I'm in the bottom corner in the ship. Okay, that's... it's close to being okay. I think that'll do. I'll see how that looks. Ejector seat button. I don't have one yet. maybe eventually. Alright, so we're doing a time attack, 2 laps. So I'm going to try and actually do it properly. I am intersecting the seat a bit. There's some issue with the initial offset of the avatar in this scene. That I've never quite figured out. Yeah, if I'm clipping with the seat, it would not help with the ejection. So I have to solve that first. Whoa, okay. I guess if I don't align my roll well, I'll take damage. Wrong, incorrect. Nope, that wasn't it. Good enough. Time rewind. Manual respawn. Interesting. Manual respawn. Time rewind. Rewind. Tap B. Oh, I see. Just tap. Hang on. Having a rewind mechanic is very interesting. So rewind, tap B. Oh, wow. No, wrong. I keep holding down B. I think I need to really slow down to not have any issue there. Okay. Why is it still in slow-mo? Is it because it wants me to... Is it for the tutorial? Is it this tutorial not happy? Don't quite understand. I'm glad it's cute. It's funny that until I did this, I didn't realize the actual scale of the Wipeout ships. They're a lot bigger than I thought. Yeah, like a jet. We can do all this. B to undo, A to confirm. So, I need to go back to at least here. See, it's still in slow-mo here, which is what confuses me. It feels like a bug. Until I actually respawn. Did not feel like a good landing. a very difficult track. And the music is very minimal. There's just like this ambient drone. I feel more like I'm exploring a dangerous dungeon than doing some fast-paced driving. So the very cool thing about this setup is that right now the reflections on my glasses are real-time ray traced. Is that true? Yes, I'm checking the Unity. I should see, I might be having two sources of reflection. So, okay, here in the, right now the OBS ones are definitely turned off, so all of the reflections in my glasses are real-time ray traced. Which is just satisfying from a, I don't know, philosophical point of view, if nothing else. Yeah, so the lighting projection isn't happening. So that's still an OBS effect, and I can turn it on like this. We can see what it looks like. But if I do this, then the instead of the reflections, hang on, let's see. Let me do another live tweak in Unity here. So because I'm not using, what I'm going to do is change the material for the glasses so that I don't have any special holdout for the eyes. There. Otherwise, there for reasons I'm not going to get into. Otherwise, I'm see-through against the background. So now we've got only the lighting coming through as a screen space post-process pass in OBS, and the reflections are ray traced. It is a bit unusual at that angle, but let's see how it looks in Erase. So earliest thing that I didn't get any stars for this one. I guess I've not unlocked anything new. You know what? I'm not that fond of this color scheme. Let's go back to the stock one. That works for me. Given the choice, I will make it extremely chrome. So in theory, do I have the rewind ability here? I can do manual respawn, but not the rewind, it looks like. What is my... I just realized I didn't set a stream title or anything. Oh well, it just says games and demos and technical difficulties. That's universally accurate. Yeah, it still fits. I did briefly consider that it would be good to have one of those Elgato pedals where you've got, I think, 3 different buttons you can configure that do Stream Deck functions. But that's not enough buttons. I would just I thought it would be good for, say, camera angles or something. But I have so much nonsense going on. Like maybe for a punch-in, just to change to a view where it's mostly my face, to say, oh, welcome new viewer, or whatever the case may be. I've seen other people do that. Not necessarily with a pedal, but with some command to give themselves a close-up. So in my case, I would just do what? Oh, I'm supposed to be racing. I distracted myself. What would we do? That, right? Uh-oh. I destroyed my carefully positioned custom camera position by doing that, because it's not a saved not saved anywhere, so I need to go back to what was that? Where did I place it? I must have had a different... I did it from here maybe? Ideally, I would set up a button combo or something to just like save one of these camera positions. Needs to be more like this sort of height. What have I done? Well, this will do. This will do for now. How would I think the ejector feature would just involve a bunch of animation work, and then I think I need to solve my root transform issues for the avatar and understand exactly how they work. Once I can do that, I can do a lot more. A South Park style. Well, if we want to do that, then I can just there we go. Pew! Well, I'm gone. Ejected. Pew! Oh, now I need to hold shift to get my final line back. No, alt. Or something. One of these keys. That'll do. Where am I? I'm playing a video game. Oh wow, that's a challenging jump. You've got to adjust, you've got to strafe and adjust your roll to land properly. Did my root position shift? Hold on. So facing forward, reset this thing. Reset that thing. I don't know. That looks better at least. Oh, thank you for the clip, Haseo. I do have some very ambitious ideas of cool animation work I could do. I just need to learn to do it and spend the time. Transformation sequences and, you know, the whole environment changing up and all that sort of thing. The potential is there's a lot of potential. It's just a matter of actually doing it. I'm hoping that if I try these races on off stream when I'm properly paying attention to the race, I will do a bit better. So I wonder in what races I actually have access to the rewind. So if I mess up badly here, I'll try and remember to give it a go. One thing I've noticed so far is that it hasn't given us a lot of... We've had few competitors on the courses compared to Redout 1. I'm not sure if that's going to carry on into later races. I've completely forgotten to boost as well. There's so much other things going on in terms of the controls in this game that I've forgotten about the boost. Alright, first place. See if we can hold on to it. The moment I say that, we get overtaken. Oh, look at that. There's like a burning effect as we overheat. Ow, ow, ow. We did it. Interesting. We got a proper upgrade. I've lost track of how long I've even been streaming. It must have been a while. I had to restart the stream at one point and it's been an hour 47 minutes since then. Oh wow. Oh wow. I should have remembered to try. Maybe once I'm in the air, I can try a rewind. Oh, I see. There's a little indicator next to the boost indicator, or the hyper boost. There's also a rewind indicator, and that's grayed out. One hour 48, yeah, but I think that doesn't include when I restarted. I'm not sure. Wow. Did I clip through the floor there, or was I just like, I think that was legitimately falling off the side, but okay, once again, I forgot the point of this race, which is we need to spend as much time as possible above 800 kilometers an hour. And we did not make it. Alright, I will give that another go off stream, I think. In the meantime, I'm hungry and I think I will wrap up here. Thank you for joining me. It was a weird stream for sure. Let's see. Yep, there we are. Toggle the lights, lighting. Head over to center myself in the view. Nice. Am I melting my video card? I am almost melting 2 or 3 video cards. But yeah, I am certainly taxing the systems. Okay, let's see if I can find someone to raid. There's a whole bunch of people streaming at the moment. Yeah, this on Stream Deck thing does not help me at all see what it is people are streaming. So let's try the boring old way. I can close the game. Okay, never mind. No, you know what? I will close the game later. Arclight Borealis is currently streaming Ninja Gaiden 2. And we have not raided him before. So let's go do that. Raid has been created. Good, good, good. All right. And as always, thank you so much for watching. That's all from me today. If you, like me, have caught the Millennium Bug, make sure to follow me. No, it's the ending one that I always forget the lines. If you, like me, have caught the Millennium Bug, make sure to watch the next stream or find me elsewhere on the World Wide Web by clicking on the links below the video. I've been Millennium Cyborg. Keep that future vibe, and I'll see you in the world of tomorrow.